It's becoming more and more clear that Gangle is probably going a bit insane in episode 4. Just look at this new teaser glitch shared about Spudsy, where we can see Gangle in the background and her face looks like a Maniac's face in the reflection of the window. It's a small detail, but it's so unsettling that it's hard to ignore. Her wide-eyed look and that strange smile almost feel like a completely different character than the Gangle we're used to. And the shift in Gangle's demeanor seems to be part of a larger trend in the teaser, where all the characters act strangely out of sync with their usual personalities. And what if the answer to all the characters' strange behavior is hidden in this teaser? Because Glitch wrote, "Meet Albert Spudsy, the founder of Spudsy's. Try his signature special sauce. It will really put a smile on your face." Now, if you ignore the weird undertone of this text, it could actually be a clue for why everybody seems so strange in the trailer. What if this sauce actually affects people's minds? Maybe it could explain why the characters seem off. And what if Albert Spudsy himself makes an appearance in this episode? Imagine if he shows up as a mysterious figure who tells the story of how he created Spudsy's and what the inspiration was behind the menu. For example, the Dobby dog we saw at the wackywatch.com website. Maybe they knew each other from a previous adventure or something. However, it seems like Gangle will have some problems throughout this new adventure. Her whole personality seems to have changed after she put on the new mask in Zubo's room. This opens up so many questions. Like, did Zubo actively help Gangle create this mask to fit her new role? Or did Gangle take inspiration from Zubo's constantly changing body and decide to experiment with her own identity? One thing's for sure though, the shapes on Gangle's new mask are heavily influenced by Zubo's style, which suggests a deeper connection between the two characters. And Zubo has always embraced instability, constantly swapping parts and reassembling themselves. For someone like Gangle, who has always been more fragile and unsure of herself, adopting to a Zubo-inspired mask might symbolize her attempt to break out of her usual timid role. But instead of only gaining confidence, the mask might also be amplifying her insecurities or even distorting her personality. And this brings us to the trailer, where Gangle appears to take on the role of manager as soon as the circus members arrive at Spudsy's. And the suggestion box we saw in the trailer might play a role in this. What if Jax suggested that Gangle should become the manager of a fast food restaurant as a prank? I mean, it's exactly the kind of thing Jax would do, not thinking through the consequences. He'd find it hilarious until he realized that he'd now have to work under her. And at first, Gangle seems to embrace her new role. She's shown in the trailer looking highly motivated, and it's likely that she'll try to bring the same energy to the rest of the group. This is a huge change from her usual personality, where she's more reserved and often hesitant. It's clear that she's trying to prove herself in this new environment, but her enthusiasm might quickly turn into something darker. And I'm guessing that Gangle will try to force the others to match her energy and dedication, hoping that they can keep up with the fast-paced environment of Spudsy's. But honestly, based on what we've seen in the trailer, the rest of the group seems far less motivated. Jax in particular looks like he's going to clash with Gangle, because he's never been the type to follow orders. And if Gangle starts taking her role as manager too seriously, Jax could become her biggest challenge. But this is where things could take a dark turn, because Gangle's initial positivity might become an obsession as she tries to maintain control over the group. She could start pushing everyone's limits, not out of malice, but because she genuinely believes it's for the best. She wants the team to succeed, but her methods could become extreme and even harmful without her realizing it. And the other character's reaction to Gangle's behavior will be crucial, because Ragata, for instance, has always been the one to keep everyone grounded. But in this episode, Ragata looks detached and out of sorts, which suggests that she might be dealing with her own issues. And if Ragata isn't able to step in and stabilize the group, Gangle's behavior could spiral even further out of control. And then there's Pomni. Her cautious and observant nature might allow her to notice that something is wrong with Gangle before anyone else does. In the trailer, there's a scene where Pomni and Gangle are talking outside the restaurant, and Gangle's posture seems tense and Pomni's body language looks concerned. And this could be a pivotal moment where Pomni tries to help Gangle snap out of her obsessive behavior. But I'm honestly not sure if that will work or if Gangle will reach her breaking point. Because there has been a question to Alex Rochon where someone asked him about what would he like to see for the characters, and he said he'd like to see Gangle go berserk. And to which Gooseworks also replied, Gangle definitely goes somewhere. Stay tuned for episode 4. And at first I thought that this might mean that Gangle will abstract in episode 4, but now it makes sense that this is more about Gangle's personality change, where she'll do a 180 and that would not only scare the others but herself herself as well. But as for what the climax of the episode will be, I'm thinking that despite Gangle's efforts, the circus members will not work as they should. The orders will be late, the characters will not concentrate on their jobs, instead they will talk with the customers, like Gummy Goo and Orbsman. And Gangle will go crazy when she realizes that she has no real control over the group. For example, you can bet Jax is not going to take his job seriously. Instead of helping out, he'll probably find some way to make the situation worse, either by pulling pranks on the customers or sabotaging the orders. Like Jax could swap out ingredients in the kitchen, replacing ketchup with mustard or putting extra spice in the fries just to see the customers' reactions or something. But Zubul, on the other hand, might approach the whole situation with their usual detached attitude. They likely do the bare minimum, refusing to take anything seriously and shrugging off Gangle's increasingly frenetic demands. Zubul is tasked with working in the kitchen. You can imagine them tossing burgers on the grill without any care for how they turn out, or simply walking away mid-shift to take a break. Even the customers could play a role in Gangle's descent into madness. Take the NPCs for example. Kamigo's return could mean that his personality could have completely changed since episode 2. And maybe this time he will be complaining about the cold food or something. And Orbsman's role is also interesting. I'm pretty sure that he and Ragata know each other from a previous adventure, but I'm not sure how their interactions will go. However, there's also the mannequin that we saw in the trailer, who has been acting pretty impatient at the counter, so I'm sure that they will also cause stress for the circus members during the adventure. But the breaking point for Gangle will come when she finally realizes that no matter how hard she tries, she has no real control over the group. Her plans, her positivity, her desperate attempts to impose order, all of it will crumble in the face of the chaos. The orders will be late, the customers will be angry, and the circus members will be too busy dealing with their own issues to care about their jobs. And this moment of realization will likely be one of the most intense and emotional scenes in the episode, showing just how far Gangle has fallen from her initial optimism. Ultimately, this episode seems like it will be a turning point for her, a chance to step into a position of power she's never had before, because for so long she's been overshadowed by stronger personalities. Now she faces the challenge of leading the group through the chaos of Spudsies. The stress could push her mental state to its limits, but will she rise to the occasion, discovering strengths she didn't know she had? Or will the pressure cause her to spiral into self-doubt, or even break entirely? This challenge might also bring out new dynamics in the group as well. Jax's tendency to mock authority and create chaos could clash with Gangle's attempts to take control, while characters like Pomni or Ragata might step in to help her navigate the pressure. On the other hand, if Gangle's obsessive tendencies take over, it might drive a wedge between her and the others, leaving her isolated at the worst possible moment. But whatever happens, it feels like we're in for an emotional and pivotal moment for her character. But let me know what you think about the teaser in the comments. Thanks for watching, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.